Right, so hi Simone, we're live. Welcome,
Ah,
welcome. So, how are you doing?
yeah, I'm really good, thanks.
Oh,
Really good. It's a
brilliant.
beautiful day. I feel good.
Yeah, oh, good. That's good to know. It is a really beautiful day, and it's nice and the sun's shining because it makes you feel more like just like summer's here, and it just makes you feel like in
Yeah,
a
and
different
it's
kind of
very
mood.
warm today, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I know you've been doing your juicing today, so
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I did my juicing this morning.
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining me, Simone. And obviously, we've known each other for a long time.
Oh,
but
good
but yeah, of course we're like how do you say we were we're connected because we're twins, and we share so many um we do different things in our own right, but we share kind of the same sentiments in so many things, one mainly including hair. But I'll just start off by saying hi to everyone that's joining, and also a big thank you, Simone, for agreeing to join me today because we've been trying to hook it up for a while, and I'm so glad that we're doing this today. So, to
Yeah.
start off with, Sim, what is your background?
Well, my background is. Oh, I'm sure you would have guessed already, but we're from a Caribbean background, so our parents are Jamaican, and yeah, we just that's how we live growing up now. Our lives now are very heavily, obviously, Jamaican influenced, because that's who we are. That is how we grew up, and yeah, that's my background.
Okay, and what do you do in general? So tell me a bit more about what exactly it is that you do as well. Because I know you have so many bows to your string or strings to your bow, however they say it. You have so many things that you're doing at the moment. So tell us a bit more about that also.
Yeah, well, apart from my full-time job, I basically, since lockdown, I've been really trying to make sure that I kind of see through the projects that I started. Like one was my magazine, Sweet Life and Style. So I basically started that 3 years ago. And I really wanted to kind of this year just say knuckle down on it and then keep pushing with it to see it through. So, yeah, I built that from scratch and I did the interviews on there, and I still continue to do the interviews in my spare time. So that's what I really just enjoy anything that's a positive influence in my space. Um, like because I love exercising, I love anything creative, art wise. So I'll probably be doing something arty, um,
Mm.
anything like that. And then, yeah, at the moment, in terms of hobbies, apart from the magazine, I'm doing a puzzle, for instance, just things like that. And I love cooking, and that's also something that ties in with my magazine. So those are the things that I like to do.
Yeah, and I know you, of course, like you said, you mentioned you have your Sweet Life and Style magazine, and then we'll basically tell everyone how we can get access to your page at the end. But tell me more about the reason why you do your Sweet Life and Style, and because I know it serves for many like in the community as well, so not just only in the UK, but abroad as well. So tell us like a brief like summary of the Sweet Life and Style page blog that you actually do.
Yeah, so it is a mix, like you said. There's so many things. that are incorporated in it. So I started it 3 years ago, and I wanted it basically to start it out as a food page, but then I changed it. And I thought, okay, why not incorporate great things that other people are doing? And that's sort of the main of how it kind of started out. So I wanted to do interviews, but then it started off as interviews on Word document and then turned to PDF. And then my boyfriend was like, "Babe, you can't be handing people a PDF." And then that's one thing that I incorporate in my blog and I talk about. And he's like, "Get with the times, try and do something that's online." I was like, "Oh, get with the times, don't talk to me that." But he was right. So yeah, get out of my magazine. So it started off as page documents that I was gonna post on Instagram, and obviously I'm quite scary with the whole social media, and you imagine loading a PDF on Instagram. You probably couldn't do it, I don't think so. Anyway.
No.
Yeah,
Definitely
and
not. You
so
did all right.
this dinosaur had to get with the times. So then I basically, when I typed up 6 interviews for at first. Yes, I did all of them, and then I thought, let me get these all done, documented, and then I got someone to proofread it. And then I thought, okay, well, this would look good on a website, and then I could incorporate my recipes, which I've had obviously, over the years.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, thanks, because obviously that I always take pictures of my recipes. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, how can I? And that's why I kind of took them at the time, but I didn't know where it was going to go. But I thought, okay, since I've got all these pictures, let me add everything onto a site. So you've got the interview element, the recipe element, and then my blog, is talking about real life issues, or it could be light-hearted. I don't want it to get crazy political or anything. It's just something that's all about just hearing or kind of thinking about all the sweeter things of life. So that's where I came up with the name. And then it's about hair, it's about style, it's about food. So all the sweeter things in life and style. So and that's where the name came about. Probably when I was asleep at 3 in the morning, I was like, "Oh, this is amazing." And then, so it went on from there. And then so then I put everything together. I built the website. And then I kind of, with your interview, for instance, I said to you, I want 5 pictures or whatever. I know what I want to see. So then when people send it to me, I'm like, yeah, that's the picture that I want to use. That will really go with the website. So that's where it came about. So now, since December, I promised myself, because I was like, well, God's given me this great thing to use my artistic skills. He's blessed me with that. I need to make sure that I've finished or even just stop procrastinating with what I started. So I wanted to make sure that I started January with Valerie's interview. And hers was the first, because I actually started hers 3 years ago.
Oh.
I typed it, and I was like, I don't understand what I did. So then I went back to her, I called her in January, I was like, all right, I really want to get your interview out first for the new year. So that's what I did. And that now it's just had such a great kind of knock-on effect, because a lot of people are, which is nice. And it's growing steadily, but I'm just taking it at a pace that works with me and working full time. So I do it in my spare time. But Saturdays normally the time that I work on it, and some evenings. But I just try to get a balance where I'm not, kind of, oh, bad boy, what you gonna do? What
Yeah,
you gonna do?
exactly. I was like thinking, oh no.
You're trying
You
to
know
put me
how it
up
is
on that,
in
my girl.
Sydenham. We'll have
Yeah,
to try and
so
put a bleep. No, no, really. Oh, that's brilliant, Sim.
yeah,
So
so that's
that's
how it
really,
comes.
oh, that's incredible. And I know, like, obviously we did our follow-up interviews about the hair, and you've got many other people on your hair, like I know Simone from, is it she's from
Afro.
Afrox, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so kind of in your memories at growing up, what was the thing you remembered most about actual the hair care, and what was your like kind of thing growing up? Who did you look to as inspiration for hair as well? So, kind of, what were your first memories about the natural hair, and in general? What were your main kind of? Who was it that you looked up to growing up, in a sense? Of who were your influences?
Well, in terms of back then, there wasn't any really, was there? So I always, when we were kids, we used to get the plaits, and it was what it was. Hair isn't the natural hair world is not what it is now compared to what it is then. It's changed, and people are embracing natural now. I mean, we
Well,
were
what
kids,
was
so we
it
couldn't
growing up?
even
Because I'm going to come to
growing
that
up.
part.
Yeah, growing up. So that's
Mm-hmm.
so for us, it was we got our hair in plaits, so it was just like we didn't. And then when we were 14, we got our hair permed. So then that's something where we didn't really. I think growing up, it wasn't being aware of somebody who you could see on TV like you do now. And then when we were 16, it was what into weed. So growing up, there wasn't really that inspiration, so to say, to look at naturally because we didn't know, we didn't understand that. I don't think so. It's until obviously getting older. Now I'm like, oh, there's more people coming out, or like even one person who really got me into being natural was one of my best friends, Patrice, because she was like, Sim, cut the weave. And I was like, no, I'm not dropping the weave, leave me alone. I'm going to wear longer next time. And I always say to
Mm.
her that, she's the one who really pushed me and helped me to become natural. And obviously, there was a time when you were doing, it was for a year, you were doing your natural hair routine,
Mm-hmm.
doing your flax seeds, you were doing your hair routine and that. And then I didn't, you don't really think anything of it until you're in pain with your hair. And then you realize that, oh, I've got to change something. So one person that
Mm.
I would say that I'd look up to in that respect is, I'd say definitely her, definitely Patrice. So
Okay, and then in a sense, what were your what made you actually want to transition to going natural? Because obviously, yeah, your friend Patrice has been an influence for you, and she kind of helped you on your journey. So, what was the main thing that made you go natural? Was it a thing of that? Did you have like a sense of like longing that you'd always wanted to do it, or was it something in the sense of that you just felt that you just gotten grown tired of a particular style? What was the main thing that what made you go natural?
well, for me, I was in pain, as I said. So one night I went to bed and then I just got my hair done that day. And then when I was lying down, I felt like my weave was pulling my head back and I was trying to lie down. And then my head at the front was on fire. And then because I'd always got like scalp infections, almost like a psoriasis thing. And then someone used to say to me, you know what, wash the weave track with apple cider vinegar. And then I was like, well, that's gonna take long. I just want to get my hair done. So yeah, after that, I was like, well, I'm not gonna keep washing these tracks of apple cider vinegar. My hair is sore. It was red raw. And yeah, I was just, my scalp was in pain, my head was inflamed. And then another reason I stopped is because I went on to do classes and I thought, well, I can't do classes and sweat so much that it's sweating on my scalp that I'm not able to wash my hair. So that's what made me stop. So I thought, okay, time to give it up. And that's what I did.
Oh, that's amazing. And you know what? I actually remember, of course, when you're doing your classes, but I remember in general when you actually went natural. And I know you were saying it was like one of the best feelings you had, and that you just feel more liberated. And that's something that I always talk about. In that sense that you influenced me to like even go natural, and I knew I was delaying my journey. But how did you feel when you actually went natural?
And it was not good. I went to the hairdresser, and remember I sent you the picture of the paddle brush look. No, but obviously, I think when you're doing it, you've got to be in the care of someone who really will help you with that transition. But it was like a week before I went natural, me and Patrice went shopping for haircuts. I just said, look, you're going to need this, 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 this. And then after I went to the hairdresser and I cried because I was like, my hair looks flat, like a pancake. And then I was like, when you feel naked, because imagine you're used to having your hair here, it's covering your face, it's covering your back, your neck, your arms. It's covering everything. So you kind of, you feel a sense of security. But when I took out the weave, I had a sense of insecurity because I was like, my head, oh, money, all the things that were hidden by the hair. And so,
Wow.
yeah, it wasn't a good feeling. And then when I first went to work, that was really scary because
Wow.
if I was at home, then it wouldn't be the fear or there. I could hide away. Well, not
Mm-hmm.
hide away, but but it was hard in terms of going to work.
Mm-hmm. That's funny because I definitely know I remember the first day going into work, and I didn't know. I don't know how you felt, but I was thinking to myself, oh, people are going to be asking me questions. Even though you don't think those thoughts are going to come in your head, you do kind of think, what are people going to say? What are the questions going to be? And you just feel you'd feel
Yeah,
scared, you feel exposed at the same time. So how did you feel going, what
well,
happened on the day, and how did you feel?
you preempt, or even like weeks before you go natural, you preempt what's gonna happen. And people are gonna say this, they're gonna look at me like this, they're gonna this, they're gonna this, they're gonna this. And I didn't want to go to work. And then I just remember me and Robert were at the station, and then I changed my hair 3 times, and he was like, "Hey, leave your curly hair alone." And then I was like, and then I put my hair, it was, oh my gosh. I put it in like a pony thing, but I couldn't fit it in a ponytail, even a small one. So what I did is I parted it at the station and then I twisted it into 2 twists.
Oh, wow. And what
Yeah.
did
And
you
then
feel?
afterwards, so when I got to work, I was just scared. I went straight to the toilet and I'd keep going straight to the toilet before I'd go in to work. because I'd go in, I'd have to sort my hair out, and yeah, so it was really quite challenging, I would say. But I got to the point where after a few months, I was like, this is my hair, like I don't care, and I just used to wear it in my afro and then leave it.
That's amazing, and it's so scary because there's so many women. Oh, I mean that me and you both may speak to that have that kind of like it's just like going into the unknown because it's always been a lifestyle. So that's incredible. And so after doing all of that and after taking that leap and, just actually where having natural hair, going natural, what were your kind of favorite products that you started with and what do you use now? And is there anything that you can recommend to anyone that's watching or will be watching the live?
So for me, when I started, basically me, as I said, I went frequent shopping, so I bought a lot of Aunt Jackie products, and I still use them as and when now, but it all depends on what my hair wants. So I kind of look at how is my hair condition. What does it need? Does it need more moisture? Does it need more this? So it's always depends, and my scalp as well. So I look at the how my scalp is. So if my scalp's not healthy, then I tend to use a bit more coconut oil. But the one that I love to use is Vita Loca. I think that's what it's called. Vita Loca coconut oil.
Doing the
And
pizza, look.
I love that. And I put that on my scalp, and I find that the red bumps that I had on my head, like the almost cradle cappy looking thin
Yeah.
flakes, have really gone down a lot since I've been using that. And then another product that I use is called Okra. I think that's how you say it. But I got that particular
Yeah.
cream from First Glance Saloon in Broccoli. And then also another product that I got is from a lady who does her proper Jamaican black castor oil. And yeah, I use that. So one of them I've got has had neem oil in it, and then another one had another oil I can't quite remember, but yeah, to pick up my edges. So again, I go back to how does my hair look? How is my edges? What is it that my hair needs? Because it is a living thing, it grows. So I'm like, what does my another thing that I do is I just try to feed myself within. Drink more water, eat well, exercise.
That's incredible. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the details for it because you know what, I do love the Akora. That's the when it's black and yellow logo. Is that the one, the Akora? And they do all
I should have
different.
had it
Yeah,
second,
that's
but
all right.
yeah,
Don't worry.
the one that I have is really good. So it's a mix of like castor oil. It's got what is that? The creamy stuff? Cocoa?
Shea
No,
butter.
shea butter. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's the mix. So I put that, and then if I'm blow drying, which isn't very often, I did blow dry it only because I went for a nice walk today. So when if I blow dry it, then I'll put haircare on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so haircare to put the blow dry heat protector, yeah. But I'm very careful in like the products that I buy now, so I won't just put any old thing on it. And then when it comes to hair washing, I try to keep it simple. So there was one hair shampoo that I bought from Centric, but that's another one I'll give you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's really good. Or sometimes when I'm keeping it simple, it's just Aussie. So I've got the Aussie shampoo and then the Aussie detangling conditioner, and I find that
Oh.
really detangles. So I'm really careful in my curls, so I'll take my time. And then one for detangling that I use is Cantu detangler.
Oh, the Coil and Calm. Is that the one? The spray?
No, it's a
No.
detangler. But yeah, so that's
Yeah,
one that
that is
I'll
a
provide
detangler.
over.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so there's the one, the Coil and Calm. That's a spray, and it's a detangler for Cantu. But
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, so that's good. So I'll link all the information once we wrap up our live. So, in your opinion, I know we kind of touched upon it in the beginning, but in your opinion, what is your kind of pros and cons of if you have a protective hairstyle, or not a protective hairstyle, but hairstyles such as weaving, braids, and wigs versus actually being natural?
Well, I'll start with the weave and the extension of that
Yeah.
first. So the pros on that is that when you're walking down London Bridge and it's windy, you get to cover your neck with your weave if it's long enough. I think in terms of that, I look back and that was a pro for me. And another one was that the fact that you can put whatever length you want, whatever the weather. But in terms of the cons on that, I just feel like it's too much damage to kind of say, yes, that's the route I want to go. Because, you know, again, going back, I had infection on my scalp, red bumps, big flake, build up. I had to get treatment on my scalp for that from the GP. Because you don't know what they're using to coat the lining of the weave, or you know what they're putting on the wig. And then another one was the fact that it wouldn't last me, and then I'd be heating it, and then it'll be burning, and it would smell. Don't miss the smell. You know that.
Yeah.
I don't miss that. I don't miss the fact that I had to keep spending a lot of money on it. So I'd probably get my hair done every 2 months, and then it will be slipping down, and then I'm like, I didn't do it tight enough. And then I'd try and pin it sometimes. Oh my gosh, the pinning days.
Yeah.
And then the
And
thing is,
sometimes
for me, another con was that I didn't feel like I did it. For me, I was another person. So then I didn't know my true self. And going on to the pros of natural is that you know yourself better. You feel connected because think about it, God made our hair this way for a reason.
Yeah.
We can do everything with our hair. We can leave it curly, straighten it, curl it, twist it, put it up, put it down. If we want it dead straight, we can. If we want it tight, curly, we can. Our hair is just amazingly made, so I embrace that. And yeah, another pro is that I just feel free. I feel like all the lies that we were told, our hair's not this, our hair's not that, our hair, obviously we're a long way from where we were, but yeah, it's even like my boyfriend, he's like, babe, leave your baby curls alone.
Oh.
You just embrace who you are and you feel happier, you feel like you know who you are. And yeah, but the only thing about it, sometimes I find that quite challenging to try and see, okay, where are the dry patches in my hair? I need to make sure that I keep on top of it, keep it well moisturized. Sometimes it can take a bit of time, but I feel like the pros outweigh any type of con at all. And the one thing that I found challenging was my edges. It's getting there bit by bit. But then I have to be very careful about what I'm eating, what I'm putting in my hair. So that's how I kind of stick to simple and try and love my hair. Try to use it as
Mm.
much as I can because that's when I feel, even from lockdown last year, obviously you saw my hair.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that will be included in my blog. It's gone from my hair was short here because
Yeah.
when I kept blow drying, it kept breaking. And I was like, why is
Mm-hmm.
it breaking? So my hair was here, and now my hair is
Mm-hmm.
down to here.
Wow.
So that's just from leaving it. No
Mm.
thanks. You're just leaving it and leaving it be and let it flourish.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing advice, and it's like our hair is literally like we have to treat it so delicately and so precious, and it's like all the points that you've made about feeling free, being yourself, and then that even allows the hair to do what it needs to do because you're allowing it to be free by freeing yourself in that aspect as well. So when you notice that you feel more free, then your hair that gives your hair the best environment to grow in as well. Yeah,
Hmm.
I love that. And I know a lot of people will appreciate your advice as well on top of that. So thanks for that, Simone. So
That's okay.
yeah, so I know like us, both of us, like we would get our hair done always regularly, and I remember the times like
There was
sometimes
one
we would,
time,
yeah.
oh, there was one time, oh, I just remember of getting a hair perm to be put into a weave. So we would do this thing of we'll get our hair permed where it didn't need perming. And then as soon as the perm was done, we'd put weave in. It was
Mm,
so painful.
that's
Like
that
one
doesn't.
time I was like, what's that burning smell? Uh, it's my hair. And then the back of my scalp would have scabs all
The
over it.
scabs.
Like
Mm,
we are so blessed that we actually. I mean, I stopped perming when I was what
it's a
25,
while ago.
26.
Yeah. So it was earlier than that. It was probably earlier than that.
No, I stopped when we were there. We went Jamaica. I stopped perming because my head
Mm,
was a burning like scabs, giant scabs on my head. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So it's crazy, isn't it? And our hair because I'd always kind of believe that our hair doesn't need to be trained in that way to be straight. We have to let our hair do what it needs to, and then adding something that's like that kind of dangerous
hair
chemical.
removal cream.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because you
Mm,
smell it, and what does it smell like? The
it
thing that you
smells.
put on your legs to do your
Yeah,
shaving
exactly.
or
Yeah,
your waxing. So
yeah.
why would you put that on your head? It's gonna
Mhm.
remove your hair.
Mhm. Yeah. And then do you think are you more into the more natural products as well? So more things about kind of sulfates and parabens and stuff like that. Is that more of the things you'd recommend as well?
Yeah, so always for me, it just again I go back to what does my hair need? But the stuff that I've got, the ones that I'll link, um, then I make sure that is as natural as possible. You can't get more natural than coconut oil, can you?
Exactly. And do
And
you
it's
think
simple because I find that my scalp really loves it. And I
mm,
look and I see the difference straight away. So yeah, I try to keep in terms of the oils or creams to nourish my hair simple and going back to the black castor oil. Um,
mm,
so and also just making sure that it's genuine product. So I like organic stuff anyway, but yeah, I try to go organic as I can with as much of my products really.
yeah. And if you can I mean from what we were spending on hair extensions, the cost will have reduced dramatically, right, Sim? But now that that allows you to invest in more quality, like you're saying, like with the oils, and you'll just tend to invest more in that, where you don't need as much of. You can buy that will last quite some time, even a few months. It depends on your hair texture, like the hair type, and then the length as well. So, would you say that you definitely have reduced your spending since actually going natural?
Yeah, dramatically. So I'd probably, so for the hair itself, that was probably a good nearly £200. And if you want 18-inch hair, that's a lot, you know,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I've done that because I'm like, oh, quality hair. I want it down to my butt. My hair was longer than some of my skirts.
Yeah.
I don't do that now anyway. But yeah,
Yeah.
my weave was longer than some of my dresses. That's how
Yeah.
long it was. And so that would
Mm.
they'll probably be like 100 a pack, £80 per pack, depending. So
Mm-hmm.
that would be a cost. That would be, I'd probably try and keep them for say 6 months, but it depends if you've got a good batch or a bad batch. So if you've got
Yeah.
a bad batch, which I did one time, I was so disappointed. The hair started to turn grey at
I
the
remember.
back
Yeah.
end, and then
Mm-hmm.
afterwards it started to burn and shear and just anyway. So on
Mm.
that would probably be about say 200 every 6 months. Then it would be the cost of getting your hair done by
Mm.
the hairdresser, which would be £140. So that would be
Mm-hmm.
every 2 months.
And not including touch-ups, obviously, or tonguing, or the
Well,
extras if you did.
well, it
Yeah.
depends. So if it was a special occasion, I'd try and do my hair myself as much as I could. But the
Mm-hmm.
touch-ups or the tightening would be a £20 here or there, which you
Mm-hmm.
can kind of swallow. But still,
It's
there were
still a
times
lot.
when I was like, I'm
Mm.
spending too much. And now,
Mm.
yeah, I've had products that I've had since last year. So,
Mm-hmm.
especially with not heating my hair as much,
Mm.
like I really tried to keep away from tonguing like
Yeah.
as much as I can. I'll probably go to the hairdresser once a
Mm.
year, and that was prior to lockdown.
Mm.
Now I find that my hair's flourished a lot more since
Mm.
it's things that would be the cost of me getting a trim. I'm not too keen on getting it toned because I feel like the blow dryer does a good enough job. So I'd probably spend what I'd have spent on one pack of hair,
Yeah. Mm.
which is probably say £80 for
Yeah.
2 years. Or
Fun.
not, to be fair, give it about five for the products. And then for
Exactly.
the hairdressing, the trim, what, £40? Depending on
Mm.
where you go, what you want done. And that's twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest, I
Yeah.
just try to look after myself. I keep it very simple. Like normally it's just curly. This time I did a blow dry this morning, but this is the
Mm-hmm.
first time I blow dried it since December.
Oh.
And then
Oh.
prior to
Mm.
December, I didn't blow dried it since July.
Wow. Oh yeah, because you went for the trim, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was here, in it, the
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
bob.
Yeah. 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 That was
Yeah.
cute.
So,
That was
oh,
really
thanks. Yeah,
nice.
so I tried to keep that under wraps with the whole blow dry, and I don't
Yeah.
tongue it
Good.
hardly at all. And what
Mm-hmm.
do I need to tongue it for? I'm at home.
Yeah, that's
So
amazing. So
yeah.
you spend literally a fraction, like what, maybe less than £100 for is it a year? Not including the stuff if you went to the hairdressers, but just on products in general, way less than a
Products is
hundred
that.
pounds, if that.
Yeah. I
That's
find that the
incredible.
shampoos in that last a long time. I'm not putting the whole
Mm,
bottle on my head.
yeah.
The coconut oil goes a long way. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, castor oil, you only need a little bit at the front in it, a little. So
Just a
yeah, that goes
massage
a long
it.
way, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So,
brilliant. That's really good. That's really valuable information. And it's like a little goes a long way. We don't need to be
mhm.
excessive with our products, and then that lasts us forever. So, the last question I have is where do you see, and I know again we are kind of speaking about this in the beginning, where do you see the natural hair care movement in 5 years and maybe even 10 years' time?
Well, I feel like people will have more of a choice to do what they want to do with their hair, and I think that's happening now. But I feel like more people, obviously, due to having YouTube and Instagram, the younger generation are more inspired. So, because that natural movement is in place, then I feel like a lot of young girls or guys are going to embrace their hair care because they have the information which we didn't have. I mean, when we were what, 16, when we first started weaving, do you think we would have done it if we'd had the information that they have now? No, because we were in a
Mhm.
good spot, weren't we? So we were in a spot of we could have just left our hair. We didn't have to do anything. But then it's just because we were like, oh, Destiny's Child. I want my hair like Beyonce, Latavia, Latoya. Yeah, so then we were like, oh, sorry, not forgetting Kelly. We wanted to mirror that, and then
Mm.
now they're going natural. Beyonce's all natural with her hair, like someone like Gabriel Union is, and all of them. So you kind of you're seeing more people who are like us out there where before you didn't. So the more you see them, then the more that movement's gonna grow. And I just feel
Mm.
like younger generation are definitely gonna see that they've got beauty in their hair.
Yeah, that's amazing, and it is about the future generation and what we teach them, and then making sure they like see us being like learning to do our hair again or learning to do our hair. So yeah, that's a really wonderful thing. And then, is there any advice you'd give anyone, like from when you started your natural journey to your natural
Mhm.
journey now? What is the main advice you'd give anyone that is kind of scared to, not only scared to start their own natural journey, but they are, or they maybe don't know what to do? Advice would you give them? And it's for any ages, because I know so many people, well, we both know so many people from young ages to even older ages that are transitioning in that sense. So, what would you kind of give to them?
So I would say don't be scared to actually be natural, embrace it, and it will be a journey that may take a while, but you'll get there. And before I wouldn't have, I used to have nightmares of when I was wearing weave that I was walking around with my natural hair. And this was the day before I was due to get my hair done. I was like, oh, I had a nightmare. I was so scared. But I was walking around with my natural hair. Ah! But now, I'd say people just stick with it and actually don't be putting too much on your hair every minute. Basically, leave your hair be. Have your supplements. You know, there's ones out there that are good. Spirulina,
Mm,
Corella's really good. That's another thing Patrice got me into. Take it
mm.
every day. These things, look into those. They'll make your hair flourish. Don't walk over London Bridge if you've gone natural for the first time and you're a bit nervous because, boy, the wind is strong in the winter. And then your hair's going, and like, my edges.
Oh, stop. That's on them silk scarves come
Yeah,
in
so just
handy.
stick with it. Try to use as natural products as possible and leave your hair. Don't do styles that are going to manipulate your hair because it's only going to make it worse. Look after your edges, and you will soon find that your hair will flourish and just be you with it.
Mm.
You know, do simple things when you wash your hair, don't blow dry. I say that. Look at me, I can blow dry my hair. What a cheat.
But at least you hadn't
You
done
know,
yours
don't
since
blow dry
December.
every week.
Mm,
Don't, you
exactly.
know, manipulate your hair. Don't use the tongs on your hair because you're burning it. I mean, I just feel like if you can get a product that's really good, um, that will treat your curls, then you almost could do like a blow dry look style.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
if you twist it after you washed it, no, leave it to dry naturally. Um,
Mm. Like
and
the
then
wash
go,
and go.
yeah, well,
Mm.
just wash it, obviously, make sure you dry it, but don't use something that's drying on your scalp. And then another thing that I find that I do every day, I've got silk pillows, as you do. And then I've got my silk scarf, so it's not just my hair care in the day, it's my hair care at night. Because I found that a lot of my breakage, especially when I had the weave in, I'd always look at my hair and then my hair would be here because it was
Mhm.
rubbing against the weave and then it was rubbing against the pillow. And then obviously if you're having nightmares about your hair, then it's gonna be a wild night. So then so silk pillow, you know, I'm sure everybody
Mhm.
knows that. But yeah, so I always use
Um,
at night silk scarf, wrap it well, twist my hair in two simple twists, and
mhm.
leave it.
Brilliant. That's amazing. And yes, those simple things that to work into your routine that does literally save your hair. So just another thing, because we've had so much time and we fit in so much with the supplements. I know you said Patrice recommended what was it? It was the
Organic
remind
best.
me. Right, okay. And then, so that's a supplement you take every day?
Yeah.
Mm,
Every day
brilliant.
I have maca, I have spirulina. I do have
Yeah.
the tea every day.
Mm-hmm,
Turmeric's really good.
mm-hmm.
And then if you want to really go there, Corella, but go
Yeah.
easy on breaking them. They're very
Mm-hmm,
powerful, very
mm,
strong, but they're really good. And they just, I've seen the difference, obviously, you know, from last year.
mm-hmm,
I remember when I
mm.
first tried it, it was here, and then
Yeah,
now
yeah.
my hair is just, and I feel like I've really knuckled down on taking them every day, so I don't kind of compromise on that.
On
And
the,
also
yeah.
just getting in my vitamin D, B12, B6, A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
And
Yeah, so the
NLP.
main ones are the spirulina and the maca for hair growth.
Oh, brilliant. And then, of course, the nutrition. And then also, you do working out, regular working out. So that's something that, again, it stimulates the hair follicles. So you do your regular workouts. What kind of workouts do you do just before we wrap up?
I love walking. Like I could
Yeah.
walk for hours. So I really every day try to get in at least minimum 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one that I'm really into it's been like a few months is rebounding, so trampolining. I've got my own little trampoline at home, so
Yeah.
I do exercises to that. And then I do a lot of just hit strength training, so using my own body weight.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're on lockdown, and then a little bit of weights.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
brilliant.
dancing my Afrobeat.
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So
And
yeah,
that's one thing that it does get spoken about with the exercise, but the exercise, I noticed that my even my hair loves a workout. It really does because it's like it just that's another thing that is important for the hair health in general. So yeah, that's
mhm.
brilliant. At least everyone can like take information back if they want to know, like they can get a trampoline or something like that.
Yeah, I did get mine on a little bargain. I got mine off Amazon
Oh,
actually,
did
but
you?
yeah, it was worth
Mm.
the investment. It was like if I'm
Mm.
not going to the gym, I need something to keep me entertained. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, that's fantastic. And Simone, you've given so much information today, and it's something where it's like there's so many different things that sometimes you might omit from your routine or you don't really think is necessary, but is. So I love the fact that you've given us like an insight into everything that you do to actually make sure that your hair just has the maximum health as much as possible. So thank you very much for that. And we're going to wrap up now, but thank you so much for joining me, Simone, and I really appreciate you. And I'm going to link everything that Simone has recommended, some of the links to the products and even the supplements like the organic burst. I'm going to link that in our description. And then I hope we can do another live soon like this as well. It'll be so
yeah.
much fun.
And then another thing that I'm going to be actually talking about is my hair care routine and how I've gone from weed to natural. That's going to be my next blog post. So,
Oh, fantastic! And then when's that going to be out, Sim? And also, if you list where we can actually find you, your website itself.
yeah, so that's one that I will hope to be putting out there next week. And
Mhm.
yeah, it will be www.sweetlifeandstyle.co.uk. But yeah, that's something that I will share with you.
Yeah, okay. And then you've got your Sweet Life and Style Instagram page as well, if anyone wants to follow and just keep up with your latest interviews, so they can link your page, your Sweet Life and Style blog page as well.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant, fantastic. So, yeah, thank you so much, Simone. You've been really great. And I hope to see you one day. I hope we get to meet again soon.
What you mean, like in half an hour, Sophie? We're gonna probably do a video call.
I know. Yeah, probably we'll meet again. Yeah, so it's been really, really good having you. And yeah, thank you so much for the advice and the tips and just sharing your experience in general. Really, it really does mean a lot. And thank you so much for just
Okay.
giving me time today. And I hope you have a lovely rest of Saturday. And thank you,
Thank
everyone who's
you.
tuned in. Thank you, everyone that's tuned in today. And we will catch you soon. Take care, everyone.
Let's
Bye
do our dance.
bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.